And so then we got into the second stage of like, okay, this is real.
Yeah,
We're doing this.
we're doing this. Yeah.
And then I think that stage is probably in the broad sense, there's many stages in between, but in the broad sense is 106 to 106.
Yeah.
Again, the second stage. Again, don't know if this has been coined before, but
Yeah.
this is what we've experienced. And damn, what a fun time 6 to 106 was. Like,
I just remember, I look back on our episodes, I look back and I sit and I watch sometimes, and this is why I wanted to come back.
mhm,
Was, bro, like the random boys only conversations we had, um, to the 50th episode where we look back on just like 50 episodes
mhm,
and how great that episode was. That was an hour or something long, but
yeah,
just listening back to our laughs, all the moments in the studio, it was just fun. Like that's
yeah,
what it was. Like 106, episode 6 to 106, 100 episodes was just like pure fun.
yeah,
But like also a lot of learning too.
of
Like we
course.
found a system. That's I think that's what that stage 2 is. You
Mhm,
learn how to kind of rinse, repeat, and recycle.
yeah,
It was like, okay, we know this works. We got to continue doing it, and it only gets bigger, bigger, bigger.
uh,
Um, and I think that's what we saw with the 100 episodes. It was like every episode was a tad bit better. Every guest was a bit bigger, even though every guest was amazing that we had on. Um, but in terms of the social status that everyone tries to achieve, the followers or the influence kept on getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
mhm,
Um, and yeah, but with that comes a lot of sacrifice.
of course, of course.
And that's where sometimes it's either those 100 episodes can make it or 100 episodes can break it.
Hmm.
Um, here we are after 9 months, so it I guess it didn't really break us, but give us a lot to reflect on, and kind of reanalyze, where we're sitting,
Hmm.
and like if we really really want to do this,
Yeah, yeah,
because I think for about 50 episodes we were like
yeah.
hungry, man. They were like, no one's gonna beat us in this podcast game, and hungry to the max.
Yeah.
But
I think we proved that to some extent. To
yeah,
some extent,
yeah,
obviously, there's a long way to go, but yeah, those 100 episodes. Yeah, go watch number 7 and go watch 105.
yeah.
Like
The
drastic
difference is
difference,
there.
drastic
Yeah, the
difference,
difference is there.
a
Yeah,
drastic difference. Um, yeah, there's a lot of cool moments that came along through those moments, right?
yeah.
Obviously, we learned as we go, and the world of social media, and I guess the company as well that
Grow.
that grew from the two of our eyes, and also learning the world of social media, learning the world of short form content.
Yeah.
All of that stemmed from that stage
Stage 2.
two of 6 to 106.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest stage. Stage 2. I think the first stage we could name it, um, the beginner or uh, the honeymoon phase.
Sure.
The 6 days.
Sure.
Think of it
It's
as like
fun.
a
It's fun.
relationship. It's fun.
It's great.
Best time in the world.
You're hungry. You want it. You
Yeah.
want it.
Then you get into reality stage,
Sure.
right? And you're just like, okay, it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
But what happens when that person says something
Mhm.
and it doesn't it's not
Yep.
the honeymoon phase anymore, right?
Yep. Yep.
So think about it like that. I think
Yep.
that second stage we can label it as the learning stage.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Conversations got better.
yeah, conversations got better.
Quality got better ish.
Exactly. But most importantly, it's the growth stage where you learn not only about podcasting, you learn about business,
Mhm.
you learn about marketing. Marketing was the biggest thing I think we learned
Yeah,
about.
of course.
Like just how to sit there and analyze short form content and how to retain audience retention,
Yeah.
and how to capitalize that and turn it into recycle a system,
Yeah.
right? That's where you I think that's what one of our best learning things, or we were able to really look at our content, analyze why it worked and
Uh,
why it didn't work,
yeah.
and then continue to grow.
Yeah.
But that was a learning stage. Yeah,
Mhm.
stage 2 was learning stage.
You said the word system. System was a huge part of,
Yeah.
I guess, our consistency.
Yep.
because you may look at it and be like, oh, it's 100 episodes, one a week. That's 2 years.
Yeah.
It's 52. Like it's one a day, like
Yeah.
or one a week.
Week.
It was one a week,
Yeah.
and we did not stop. And I think the system was what really worked.
Yeah.
Right? We'd film on one day of the week, and we'd edit throughout the rest of the week, and then we'd post.
Yep.
And that was the same system every single time. I think we said it in our 99th episode. Like, we never really took a chance to like look back on it
Yep.
because it's always like, okay, do one episode, okay, next person, next guest.
Yeah.
And obviously we were there in the moment. We had some great times, but it wasn't full reflection of like,
No.
how's it going? Like, what's it look? What's it look like? And so
Yeah.
that was, but the system worked.
Yeah.
Right. We were able to stay consistent for 100 episodes.
As much as that system works, it only works for a short term thing. That's why when like you look at it from, okay, the system's great, we know it works.
Yeah.
The bigger business, like when you want a successful business, I think you gotta be more about your employees, not even employees, your team, than it is about the system. You know the system's there, and you can rinse and repeat the system, but are your teammates, are your brothers happy? Are they motivated to continue pushing more? Are they wanting to are their aspirations and dreams aligning with the company? That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's not only about audience retention, it's about employee and team retention. Like, so that's the biggest struggle, I think.
Yeah. And problems get bigger, right? First it's like, oh, audio's not working, first stage, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, schedule's not lining up. Okay. Then it's like, we're not having a good time. Then it's like, you're not having a good time. Then it's like, the problems get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
You know, the more money, more problems. It's like, more episodes, more problems.
More episodes, more problems.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen. And we're not going to sit here and say, like, we're perfect. Like,
No.
yeah, there were problems.
And some of them probably stem from us
Yeah.
in terms of leadership.
course.
And,
Of course.
you know, we're in front of the camera, but there was numerous people behind the camera. And all respect to them too, right? Like, it's not like we're saying that it was behind the scenes team that was a problem.
No.
I could sit here and tell you, like, there's numerous times where I messed up,
Same.
right? There's numerous times where I didn't edit an episode, and it was like, well, if I didn't edit it, the episode's going out tomorrow.
Yep.
Guess Robin's staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning editing it out so we can get it out, right?
Likewise. Same way.
So it was you learn. I think the biggest thing is in these 9 months, we asked the first question: what have we been up to? Reflecting,
Sure.
analyzing. I look back on episodes. I sit in my car, listen to the episodes, figure out, okay, how can we improve the conversation, but also look back on the way that we ran the team and how we can improve the team. That was the biggest learning experience for me, at least, was just to reflect back, because we didn't have a chance, like you said. We didn't look back on the guest, like, bro, we had some great conversations. But we didn't look back because we were just so hungry for the next thing, and you get caught up in this where sometimes you even lose sight of your own vision. It's like, why am I doing this? Like, you just that's how hungry and obsessed you get. But it could be good or a bad thing.
And now we transitioned into stage 3, you could say.
Yeah.
107, or well, actually, we did 109. Like, we done 107. Let's say 106 to. Who knows now? Who knows?
Yeah,
now?
exactly.
Who knows?
But here's a question, and I think a lot of people will have the same question: is what's going to be different?
It's a great question. I think there's a desire. Obviously, like, we enjoy doing this, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason why we're here. 9 months ago, we say, okay, we're cool.
Yeah.
Like, we had a run. And it was a great run. And we quoted ourselves as the #1 podcast in Winnipeg. And I think to an extent we achieved that. To an extent.
Yep.